Hey everybody, it's Molly Stonebeb, Senior Executive Unit Leader with AVON, and welcome to Friday Nights with Molly video. It is August the 30th, and Lee and I just got home about 2 hours ago. His father had to have emergency heart surgery, open heart surgery. So there has been some real struggles there over the last month or so. This has been his third surgery in the past 2 weeks, and they moved him today to an intermediate room. His progress is slow, but it is steady. So we are very hopeful that God is going to heal him completely. And the doctors, I believe, finally found out what the real deal was and what the problem was. So, I wasn't going to do a video, which would have been my first video since March that I had not done. And to be real honest, I just could not go without doing something on a Friday night for you guys. So here I am. So I hope you will bear with me with these circles under the eyes. As you can see, need to go do some more anew. But I thought that we would talk a little bit tonight about courage and about what's coming up. And, going to try to keep it as upbeat as I can. Trying to not get a cold. I've been trying to fight it for the last couple of days. I think it's just because my body's run down a little bit. But that's okay, because nothing makes me feel better than to know that I could possibly be saying something to you that could make you feel better and keep you working towards your goals and your dreams. So let's get to it. Fourth quarter's coming. How exciting after a miserable summer. And you know me, honest Molly here, who is going to tell you how it is. I got to tell you, it's been a hard summer. For us, at least. For our team, it's been a hard summer. Our summer has seen a lot of issues within our team, personally. Our summer has seen a lot of sickness in our families on our team, and our team has seen some deaths here at the end of summer. And our team comes together and just puts our arms around those people and lets them know that they're going to get by this, and they're going to get through it, and we are there for them. And so we are hoping for the promise of new things to come. And I have seen some of AVON's line coming for fourth quarter. Very excited about it. Hoping that they can provide us the products, of course. But I have to tell you, I have felt like this summer has taken real courage for me, just personally. And you know that when I speak, not everything that I say is about how it is for everybody. But if you follow my blogs here on YouTube and what I do, or you're on my conference calls, and if you're on my team, you're really in trouble. But if you do that, you know that I'm going to speak from the heart, and I talk about how it really has been for me. I would love to tell you that I am one of these people in AVON that everything has been smooth for and everything has come easy for, and it has not for me. I will tell you that as rough as it's been, it has been worth it. I will tell you that when other parts of my life have been rough, AVON has been there to support me and has sometimes been my lifeline, and I have talked about that many times. But it takes courage to stick it out when times are hard. And not just personally, hard within the business, If you haven't dealt with hard times yet, you will. Mark my words, you're not going to get away without any hard times. It's going to happen. You're going to have valleys in this business. And let me tell you why you're going to have valleys. Because the valleys are what make you grow. The valleys are what's going to make you a better leader for your team. The valleys are what's going to make you dig deep and going to make you get into finding inspiration in other places. It is going to teach you to reach out, whether it's to other leaders in AVON who have been through it, or it's going to put you out there to read and to follow blogs and to some of the most inspirational people, Les Brown and Jim Rohn and John Maxwell, and there's so many people out there that we can follow in the inspirational world. But I find most of my inspiration, and look, and I follow them, believe me, got all the books, got all the CDs. I find some of the best inspiration just comes from AVON representatives. Facebook has been great, and I have to limit myself to how much time I can really spend on Facebook, which most of the time is in the evening once I've worked my day in my business. But hearing the troubles that people are having who are willing to share, and the frustration that you can have in the business, and all of a sudden you see 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, 23, 53 people come on going, don't worry, I've been there. Don't worry, you're going to get by it. Don't give up, because your best days are coming. And that, to me, is what it's all about. And the truth of the matter is that when you start something like AVON and you are looking to make some residual income, you are planning for your future. You want to make sure that you are building for something bigger and better while you're making right now money. And we all have talked about this. Right now money is you can sell that product, and there are plenty of people out there who want AVON, and we sell just about everything except the steaks to put on the grill. And that is our right now money that keeps things going. While we are building a team, while we are sharing this opportunity, while we are bringing other people into this business and showing them that they can do the same, whether they're looking for right now electric company, paying the electric bill, or paying your car payment, or whatever it is. And maybe that's the only thing you want to do right now, but eventually the bug catches you and it bites you. And you realize that there is so much more to this opportunity besides just right now money. But what does it take to really get to the 6-digit incomes? What does it really take to make more than $23.61 every 2 weeks? It takes courage, guys. It takes courage. In all kinds of ways, it takes courage. And I had to really think, and I went over all this for about 15 minutes, I have to tell you, because I really didn't know what I was going to talk about tonight. Normally, I've been able to pull my ideas off what you all have been talking about, and sincerely, I haven't been keeping up like I normally do. With everything that's been going on with Pops, and watching out after Lee, the stress of things really does a number on his eyes. And with him, with his eye disease, he already has the degenerative eye disease, retinitis pigmentosa. When I know that he's under something that's stressful, I know how that can just promote more damage. So, obviously I worry about that, and I watch out after him. And not to mention the upheaval on my family, who is trying to pick up the slack here, because we are there tending to what we had to tend to, which was Lee's family and my family too, and making sure that Lee's dad got the best attention that he could get during this time. So, when I think about that, I think of courage. I think of, man, here comes a valley. And there's all kinds of valleys in this business. If you've watched my other videos, we talk about them. We talk about things that can happen. But I wrote down some things that I thought, what are some of the biggest things we have to have courage with if we're going to survive in this business? So I want to just go over a couple of them, okay? And then I'm going to say goodnight and probably go hit the hay. So, again, I'm sorry this isn't more important. I shouldn't say more important. I'm sorry this isn't more prepared. So I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So, just deal with it, okay? Because this is all you get tonight. I think the number one thing for me is the courage to hang in there. To hang in there. Hang in there. Do you hear me say that? Hang in there. It's easy to hang in there when everything's going good. It's easy to hang in there when you're signing up 6 people and 6 of them put in orders. And all their orders are over $100, $250. That's easy. That's easy. It's easy when they all pay their bill. It's easy when all your customers are ordering. But when you sign up 6 and 2 put in orders, when 6 put in orders but 1 pays their bill, when all your orders have been $600 or $700 from your customers and all of a sudden you have a $200 order, or nobody's called, you have no orders. Guys, that is when you have to hang in there. You have to have the courage to hang in there. Let me read you something. It takes courage to hang in there when you're struggling for the long haul, because look, that's what this business is about, the long haul. It gets rough sometimes when you believe so much in this business, but the growing just isn't happening. Now, the reason I say that is because this has been my struggle this summer. So it's about to get real in here because, as usual, the only story I have to share is my own, because this is what these videos and my conference calls are about. They're about my journey. I can't really talk about other people's journey because I haven't walked in their shoes. So right or wrong, the only journey I can pick on is my own, right? So my big frustration this summer has been not that my team and I have not been working and haven't been signing people up, but our big frustration has been retention. In other words, let me give you something here. Sign up 12, lose 13. Sign up 18, lose 15. Sign up 7, lose 4. Gosh, this has been the worst thing for me this summer. Is we are signing up, we're bringing them in, but we're losing people. And it is really hard sometimes to keep going when you feel like, man, you give yourself a number. My number has been 500, that I want to see 500, steady people, 500 representatives who are there and growing. That's what I want to see. And the point is, I get so excited because I go, oh my gosh, here we go. It's one campaign and my team has bought on, 15 more. And then I see that we lose 10, which in essence means we only bought on 5. Okay? That is hard. And I know you're all experiencing it out there. You're bringing people on, but either they're not performing, or they never put in their first order, or they're going out on bad debt, or they just don't do what they're supposed to do, or what we thought they were going to do. It is frustrating. I want you to know that. But I have been here before, because when I was going back through my numbers, which my husband so graciously keeps for me from the year I started, 2004, and when I started a team later on that year, I know what my team has done and when we've run into these little pitfalls, I call them. And this summer has been a pitfall. Last summer, I didn't see a pitfall like this. We were always bringing on more than we were losing. And I haven't seen that continually this summer. So it's been a stressful summer for me. And being a new senior executive, not a new AVON rep, but only being a senior executive for, almost a year and a half, we were babies. I feel like we're kind of toddlers now, but trying to continually make the team stronger and see our sales grow and see our team grow. And I see new blood coming in, but some of the old blood isn't staying. And yeah, that happens. It happens. But this summer it's been exceptionally harder than normal. And there was another summer that was that hard for me too, and it was during one of the years that I was an executive with AVON. So, one, if you're experiencing this, I'm here to tell you, you ain't alone. Okay? So I don't want you to think that necessarily you're doing something wrong. Maybe we are. Maybe there's some things we need to brush up on. When I think about some people who are leaving, I think, man, I probably should have touched base a little bit more. We can rethink ourselves all day, and we can doubt ourselves, but the point is, look, if they don't want to stay, we're not going to keep them. Okay? We are going to have a revolving door in this business. That's never going to go away. I want you to understand that. Hear me. The revolving door in this business is never going to go away. Look, I've got some who come in like September and they leave in February. Yeah. And I've got some who've been doing this for 4 years. They leave and they come back, and they leave and they come back, because AVON serves a purpose for them for a certain amount of time, and they do what they do, and they don't want to mess with it the rest of the year, because it is just a hobby for them to maybe bring in Christmas money, whatever it may be. And that's okay, because if they're going to come back, I want them to come back with me, and you should feel the same way. So, I'll see that one piece of hair that's sticking up there. What the heck am I, wind blown hair? Okay, let's get back to the subject. I'm sorry, concentrating on my hair again. Big hair is not as big today, but it's okay. Okay, so the point is, there is a revolving door. Get used to it. Get used to it. Now, sometimes it's bigger than normal. And look, and I have to take ownership here on some stuff. The ownership is that because of some things that have been going on in my life personally, I have not been able to be out there the way I would like to be out there. I have great plans to do it, and something happens, and bam. I'm trying to work it from the sidelines. You know how it is. I want to get out on the field. I want to be out on the field. I want to be in a quarterback position. I want to take it back, and I want to sling that ball down the field, man, and I want to go for the touchdown, and I want to go for it every single time. Life happens. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And for me this summer, it has not been that way. There has always been something that has righteously gotten in the way. But I got to tell you, when I sit back and I think about what have I really learned through all this, I have learned that, one, the business is not going away. It's still here. Two, I know still what I have to do. 3, eventually things are going to settle down and you can get back to it. Sometimes you lose your title. Sometimes you take a title at risk. Luckily for me, I am not doing that. But the point is, it can happen. It can happen to anybody. But in this AVON business, we can always jump back on the horse and we can always get it going again. Okay? So I'm telling you that if you've lost your title, if your title at risk, if people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, my number one rule in this business is keep bringing them in. And look, I don't know, after this holiday season, believe me, I'm dead now, so I am taking a couple of days off for sure to charge my batteries, so to speak, so I'm ready to go. September is a huge month for me and my team. We have county fairs all over the place, and we're going up to do a couple of mall events, and I have a speaking engagement, earlier in the month. The point is, hey, it can always be worse, believe it or not. But it's up to us to pick ourselves up and to try to make it better. And I could sit here and I could piss and moan vinegar all day long about how bad it's been, and poor, pitiful me, because my father-in-law has been in the hospital with heart surgery and everybody should feel sorry for me. No, this is life. And I have to tell you, I was feeling pretty sorry for myself a couple of days ago. I thought, my God, when are things going to get back to my sort of normal? And the truth of the matter is, I don't know when it's going to get back to some sort of normal. But this I know. Without my AVON business and without what we have built, I would not have had the ability to go down there for 4 days and be where I should have been with my family, but still get paychecks. But still have my customers that are more than willing to order because you know what? Their books got to them through campaign mailer and they're still ordering from me. So I would say that I am very blessed because I continue to have the courage it takes, that when you want to give up, when you want to think, is it worth it? That yes, it is. What else do we have to have courage in? We have to have the courage to hang in there. I think that you have to have the courage to find out exactly who you are. What kind of a person are you? What do I mean by that? Sometimes I feel like this business can cut you wide open. You have people who don't believe in you, people who make fun of you, people who are jealous of you, and sometimes even people in the same profession that you're in. And I would be redundant to say that it doesn't hurt, that it doesn't sting, that you want those people to believe in you. You just want to hear these certain people say, it's okay, you're going to make it. We believe in you. We believe if anybody can make this work, you can make this work. That's what people want to hear. But we don't always hear that, do we? No, people are more willing to slap you down and hit you around and twirl you around by your hair than to be supportive. So you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. You have to see it, guys. You have to taste it. You have to feel it. You have to know if this is what you want, and you've just got to rally on and you got to go. You got to go with it. Know who you are. Know what you're made of. And if you're not really sure what you're made of, know what you want to be made of. Set it as a goal and go after it. Listen to the conference calls that are out there, whether they're mine, whether they're Bledsoe's, whether they're Teresa's, whether they're Lisa Monison's radio show. You know, Karen Tucker now has her calls that she's opening up. Guys, the support's there to try to help you be who you want to be. But you have to have the courage to open yourself up, realize where you need improvement, and to be receptive to take it in. Sometimes you have to open yourself up, and it makes you very vulnerable. It's a really bad place to be sometimes, to feel like you're vulnerable to anything. But sometimes you have to be. You have to say, wow, I hear what this person's saying about this. Wow, you know, I really need to apply that to my life. I need to apply that to my business. I need to be that type of a leader for my team to see. Because when we admit what we need ourselves and it causes us to grow, it makes you a better leader. And in essence, it's going to improve your business. Because your team, those who are serious, they're going to follow your lead. Every single time, they're going to follow your lead. And for those who don't, they may not really want to be where you're at, because when they see what it takes to be where you're at, they're really not willing to make those sacrifices. That's okay. They can be where they want to. Isn't that the beauty of this business? They can be right where they're at and never move another step. If that's what they're okay with being, you just have to let them. Okay? This is where we kind of learn what our team is made of too. But right now, I want you to concentrate on you. Because in order for this business, for you to be what it needs to be, you have to be the best you that you can be. And that's been some of the hardest things for me to see. Because everything that I read, everything that I hear somebody say, I have to figure out first where I can apply it to me. Where can I say, this is where I need improvement? This isn't just all about taking the best ideas and applying them, because sometimes what's going on has to do with you in here, has to do with you up here. Sometimes it's a change of attitude that you need. You can run around and you can do all the right actions, but if your heart and your mind are not in this, and you are not bringing the whole package together, and you're just like, well, Molly, I'm out there tailgating like everybody else. Now I'm giving samples, and I got a basket here for them to look at, and I'm talking to people, and I'm telling them, and they're still not doing anything they want to do. Did you ever think maybe it's your attitude? I mean, you ever wonder if you smile a little bit and you act like you're enjoying this? I mean, look, guys. When I was in University of Virginia Medical Center, there was this one guy, okay? One guy who was working the booth, the parking booth, when you came out of the parking garage. I got to tell you, I don't know what his name was, but I just wanted to call him Mr. Magoo, because I have to tell you, he was not happy in his job. And I would leave my window down purposely, and when he would take my tickets, and of course I'd drive up, I'd be all tired, and I'd be like, hey, how you doing today? And he'd be like, fine. Be like, wow, I don't sound fine. By the third day, I was like, oh, you don't sound like you're having a good day. And then sometimes I would be really agitated, and then I'd say, if he don't like his job, he ought to find a different job. That's what he ought to be. I knew he didn't enjoy what he did, and you know what? He didn't have to look at me and say, hey, lady, with the AVON signs on her car, I hate my job. I knew he did, because he was not a happy person. Look, your outwardness needs to reflect how you feel about this business, and if you feel great about it, it is going to flow out your pores. I mean, look, as upset as I was that Dad was in that hospital, I have to tell you something. I was still, me, the books were always in the car, so every floor, I was going every floor, leaving the books again. They were different campaign from last time, so it was all good, and there were samples in there. And, I would go in there and I'd be sitting in the family lounge with everybody else, and they would bring up something about AVON, and I would have my AVON hat or my AVON shirt on, and they'd be telling me how much they love AVON, and, it would give me a chance to tell them what AVON had done for me, and, that if they had a need, that I know might not be the time to talk about it, but that little flyer in that book, hey, 6 good reasons why you should join. And if you have a need, please contact me. But the lady said, man, you really like what you do, don't you? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love what I do. I said, I hate the reason that I'm here at this hospital, but I love the fact that I can be at this hospital and my business is still running. It's the best feeling in the world to be my own boss. I realized that when I said that, I really meant it. And I believe that it was a reflection that she could see that she knew that I love what I did. And that is what people need to see. Sometimes we're so bogged down with just presenting the opportunity that we forget that people are watching us. Okay? So you need to find the courage to figure out what really makes you tick in this business. Really look at yourself. Tear all the crud away. Take off all the makeup. Take up off the get away from what you're supposed to be doing as far as the actions. And sometimes you have to revisit your why. Revisit your why. Revisit what you love about this company. Leave the things that you're irritated with in the background. Because you know what? You all think you're selling AVON, and really what you're selling is yourself. And if you're not in the right frame of mind to really let what you love come out of you, you're not going to sell what you're trying to sell. Know where your passion is. And I truly believe, and again, guys, I'm sure there are people who can do this and not be passionate about it. I'm sure there's a bunch of them out there probably. But I'm telling you, with everything that you can go through in this type of a business, that I think you have to have a real love or a real passion for what you do. especially when you're in the leadership part of wanting to help people. I mean, when I think of the people who are doing conference calls and sharing, the seniors that are sharing out there now, and executives who are getting on it, and look, even all you unit leaders and candidates and salespeople who are sharing what you do, guys, do you understand? You're sharing your passion, this part of AVON that you do. Whether you're a top seller, a mediocre seller, whether you're a unit leader, a candidate, you know, the excitement of what we do, the excitement of what we can build. That's what this is about. And if you want to build a team, a successful team, that's what it's going to take. Because see, when we run into those people who really don't know what they want and they walk away from the opportunity, they walk away and they leave the bill, we're still sharing. Do you know why we're still sharing? Because we believe in it. We believe in what we're doing. We believe that this company is going to help us pave a better way for our lives, a better way for our families, a better way for me to be a better person. And for me, the last few months, that's what it's been about. For me, the past couple of months, it's been about every time I have something bad that goes on, whether it be in my business or personally, I'm looking for the next step to learn from it. What am I going to learn from this? Because I know it's coming. May not come in my time, but it's coming. I got something to learn. Maybe it's just for me to go back to the basics and remember what brought me into this to start with. Maybe for me to revisit my why, and maybe what I promised God or myself or my family. Or maybe, very simply, another way for me to prove those people wrong in my life who say, oh my gosh, really, Molly? This AVON thing? You know what? It's a ripoff. It's a pyramid scheme. It's this, it's that. These people, if they didn't have me to be putting down, believe me, they'd be putting somebody else down. That I have figured out. So you can't let things like that get to you. Hold on to your belief. Hold on to what you want from this company. Let this company be the vehicle to take you where you want to go in your life. Have the courage to stick it out. Don't go run into another company. I'm telling you, AVON can be your answer for your future, for your kids' future. Those of you who want to see your husband retire so that he doesn't have to work so hard, I'm telling you, AVON can be a part of making that happen. Have the courage to stand your ground and give this business a chance. Because if you think you're going to come into this business for a few weeks, a few days, a few months, and even just a couple of years, and you think it's going to be everything you want it to be in just that short a time frame, I'm sorry, you're wrong. There's very few people that happens with. There are some, but I guarantee you they had to sacrifice a whole lot if it happens for them in a couple of years. But the great thing about this business is you can see it happening as you go. Yeah, you're going to hit these valleys like I have this summer. And you're going to hit valleys where you feel like sometimes you're working harder than you ever worked. And you're not seeing headway. Why is that? I'm here to tell you, we've all been there. We all still go there. I'm telling you, don't give up. You've worked too hard to give up because you're in the valley. You keep moving onward. You find your courage. If you've lost it, if you've thrown it away, if you've buried it, if you've said, okay, I'll come back and get you, go back and pick it up. You've got to have courage in this business. You have to have courage sometimes to set aside your own ego. What do you mean, Molly? I have to have courage to set aside my ego. This business can't be all about you. People are going to tell you no, and it's going to hurt your feelings. People are going to tell you that you're a joke. I've had that happen to me. I'm a joke. Okay, you're right. I'm a joke. But I love what I do. So I'm going to be a joke all the way to the bank. And I'm going to be somebody who loves what I do. And I'm not everywhere I want to be, guys. I'm a senior executive, and I'm still not making the amount of money that I want to make, that I need to make to be completely comfortable for Lee and I. I still have big goals. I still have big plans. It doesn't stop with the S. But one thing is for sure, the S was a big goal. And what it taught me is, because I could actually get that S, that I could work really hard, and I got where I wanted to go, that I realize now the sky can be the limit. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way. And this summer, it has not felt that way for me. Too many personal obstacles, too many things happening on my team, me examining my team and trying to figure out who the true leaders were and who wanted something more than just being a unit leader. And there's nothing wrong with just being a unit leader, but I needed to figure out who wanted more. That's hard, because I have to let go of what I want for somebody else because they don't want it enough themselves. Guys, don't hold on to people who don't want what you want for them. That's the biggest mistake in this business that I believe true leaders make. You want something for somebody so bad because you see it. You know they could have it. You know they could reach out and grab it. But they don't. The only person who's reaching out and grabbing for them is you. It doesn't work. You'll make it work for a little while, but you're going to get tired of working for somebody else's success when they're not even interested in their own success. So let that go, and we keep going after new blood, because eventually you're going to find people who want what you want. You're going to find people who have a goal in their life, and you're going to show them how AVON can help them reach it, and you're going to help keep them inspired. You know, I'm a true believer that I can't keep anybody motivated, but I can inspire them by telling them what I'm going through, the good and the bad, not just the good. The good is great. When the going is good, we love it. And when it's bad, it sucks badly. But you need to hear that. You need to hear you're not the only one. And you're not. If you've had if you've had a great summer, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous if you've had a great summer. But kudos if you have, because I remember the great summers. I have not had a great summer. But I'm determined I'm going to have a great fourth quarter. And I'm hoping and going to try to make sure that next summer is a great summer. But I'm not going to give up on my business because it's been a lousy summer and because my numbers have been down as a team. My numbers have even been down in my personal sales. It's not easy for so many of you who admire me and who follow me to sit here and know that hundreds, maybe even thousands of people are going to be watching this video and go, what? Molly, your numbers are down? Molly, your team hasn't been doing everything you wanted to do? Molly, it hasn't been a great summer for you? No, guys, it hasn't. And as difficult as it is for me to say that, the one thing I promised myself and God and my husband and you all, most of all you all, is that the truth will set you free. And I have to be honest, and it hasn't been. So Molly is not always bells and whistles. I have no problem staying up and trying to stay positive and bringing myself back around. But you need to hear that sometimes it's not always great. Sometimes it sucks. And I don't know of anything that doesn't sometimes suck. And the summer, for me, has sucked. And I have had to find great courage to keep myself going. through the personal, especially the personal. Yeah, you know, I'm thanking God every day for the fact that I'm hoping my pops is going to get better. Call him my pops because he's like my daddy in so many ways, but he's Lee's daddy. Want to see him get better, want to see him recover and be better than he was. But the problems don't stop there for Lee and I. We have still got more stuff going on than we care to share or talk about. But I truly believe we're going to get through it. And I truly believe that AVON's going to be part of what helps me get through it. So if you're going through something out there that you can't necessarily share, and business isn't exactly where you want it, and you were hoping you'd be further along by now, join the crowd. Okay? It happens. But you don't have to stay there. And that's my deal. I'm not going to stay there. Okay? So I know this is not as long as it normally is, but that's good for you because you don't have to sit here and look at my tired eyes. I am beat, but I did not want to disappoint. I wanted to leave you with something, but mostly tonight I felt like in the state of mind that I'm in, the honesty could not be a bad thing. We are all going to be successful together. We are AVON, and we can make this anything we want it if we decide that we're going to go onward no matter what. Remember that, onward no matter what. And I could be in a lot worse place in my business right now, and so could you, if we did not constantly push ourselves forward. So let's do it. Let's have a rockin' fourth quarter. We will be back to the conference calls Friday night. I'm not sure. I actually have an event on Friday night, so we're going to see how this goes. Lee and I haven't exactly worked out what we're going to do with this. We have a bunch of fairs and stuff that are coming up, and our Friday nights are going to be pretty much booked all month long. But we're going to figure out what we're going to do, and even if I have to do it from the car, we can do that. I don't know. We're going to figure it out one way or another. We may have to move it. I may have to do more videos in September, but we'll figure it out, okay? So over and out. Onward no matter what. Keep Lee's dad, Pops, in your prayers, please. I hope that the honesty hasn't scared you too much. I hope I've helped you keep it real. I'm telling you, don't give up on your hopes and dreams, and don't give up on AVON, because we are where it's at, and we are all going to have six-figure incomes if that's what we want to have. So I love you guys. You know that. You know that's why I do this. We share because we care. Okay? And go out there. Work towards your $100,000. With some of you, work towards your $1,000. With me, I'm working towards my $5,000 every 2 weeks. That's what I'm working towards. So whatever your dreams are, let's do it together. You and me. Together, babe. Okay? Talk to you soon. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Bye, guys.